Hey guys, in this video we're going to learn how to build a simple website. Still this connection with our project, the student management system. So we have a simple header banner with image, and then the columns for the features and footer. And this is a responsive website. So if we are going to change the size of our screen, let's say iPhone, as you can see it still looks good on small devices. So in our previous video we have created this simple login page, and just a note that I've added this section for the background image. So I did not include this one in my previous video, but just add that section in style.css and then just upload the file. So I just downloaded that file from the web, and then let's start creating the index.php file. So this is for our website, and then here let's visit, and then let's just copy this one and then paste. So now let's start with our header. Then here let's start the name of our site, our app, and wrap it in an h1 tag. And then let's add the navigation. So right now we only have the login button. And next let's add a section. Let's add the class of banner, and then let's put h2. Let's just use this one, all-in-one student management system, and a simple description of what the system about. And you'll use a paragraph or p tag. Now let's refresh. So here is the elements. So now let's start with or write the code for the features page. So here we can add a div. We have a feature class, and then the title of the feature. So say student profile, wrap in h3, and then we have simple description about the feature. So I'm just going to copy and paste them, then change the title and description of the feature. So now let's add a new section, and this is for the testimonials of our users. So you can decide what section you want to add in your site, but here we'll add the testimonial. The heading is what users, so we grab it in h2, and here we add the paragraph tag, just simple description. So I'm gonna just copy and paste the original description, and then I'll just change the value. So now the last section is the footer. So let's add or wrap it in a footer tag or element. And then here I have the year, the copyright text, and then all rights reserved. So let's refresh, and here are the elements shown in our screen. So here's the cool thing. We can use PHP to determine automatically what year we are currently in. So just use this date feature, refresh, you can see it automatically show us the current year. So now let's go to the fun part, adding the style.css or style to our elements. So now I'll just add an ID to our body element. Let's call the website, and the reason is I'm going to add a style to this one. I'll set the font family to this sans serif, and then the line height to 1.6, and color is that one. So let's start with the header. Let's set the background to green and then color to white, the padding to this value, and then the display is flex. And let's set the justify content to space between, and let's align the items to center. Now the H1 where the name of the background, let's set the font size to 1.5, and then here button, the header, let's set the button color to white, and then the text decoration 10 to 9, and full width is full weight, font weight, and here let's just fix that one so we have a nice padding. And then the background, let's set it this one. So yeah, looks good to me at the moment. On the bottom, the login button, let's just make it look like a button. So background set to white, padding, let's just set the color to this, then the padding set looks like a button. Let's add the radius. So it's looking good. Let's just set the padding. Yep, I like that one. Okay, so now let's move with the. Now let's style the banner section, and let's set the color of the text to white, center the text, and add the padding fresh. You can see it because it's white, but yeah. Let's add an image to this banner. So I have added grab an image and download it, move it to the image folder. So this is the image. What I'm going to do now is I can just grab this, paste, and then just change the image file name. Refresh, and as you can see, here is the image shown in our screen. So what we're going to do is let's increase the padding. Oops, that's too big or too high. Let's set the thing so that looks good to me. So yeah, next is let's add design to our H2 or the main text. Set the font size, the margin bottom, and then font weight. And then let's set the font size for our description for our banner. and set the max width to 600 px. Boom. Let's add the features class or style. So set the padding to this. Fresh. Then here the background, let's set it to red for now. Let's set the display to grid. And then let's set the grid template columns to repeat, and then auto fit, and set the minimum max. And then let's add a gap between, and then let's align the elements to the center. Next thing we need to do is for the background, let's just change this one. Let's use blue, maybe this one, gray, I guess. Let's refresh. And then here for our feature, set the background to white, set the padding, and then the radius, border radius, fresh, so it's looking good. Black shadow. Nice. Let's add an H3. Let's increase the size and add a font weight and a margin the bottom. Now let's add icons to this features. So using this one, font awesome, fresh. So here we have a nice icon, and then for this one we can just copy, paste, and let's just change the icon name. User graduate for student profile. That one for our section or secure, let's use database icon. And then let's add the style to this icon. So feature, so here feature I, and then let's set the font size to 2.5, fresh, and then let's add or set the color to this nice color, and finally let's add the margin at the bottom so it looks good. Let's just maybe set or change the background. Let's see. So let's just grab that one. So once we hover on that feature, let's set the background to that color. So once we hover, and then let's also set the cursor to pointer. So it's now looking good. So let's style the testimonials. Set the padding to this value. And then here we can set the background to red for now. Let's use this nice color, blue, light blue, or gray, sorry. Down the text line to center. And then what we can do next is let's add the heading of our testimonial. Let's set it to font size, make it bigger. And now for each of these testimonial, let's set the max width of 600px. And then let's set it to center. And then here, let's set the font style to italic. And it's looking good already. Let's just maybe we can add more style. Let's set the background or the border bottom so they have a nice division. And then let's add the padding. For the color, we can just use this one. Oops. Maybe that one. Let's just copy, paste, and refresh. So for this one, we can wrap it inside a span or maybe just a strong element. So it's now looking good. So here, let's add a style to our footer. Let's set the background to this color. Set the color to white and the padding and align it in the center. As you can see, we have a nice footer, simple footer. Next thing we need to do now is let's just remove this gap between the body and before that, let's set the responsiveness. So once the max width is 600px, let's set the font size of our banner to smaller size. Another thing is the body. Yeah, let's just see here. For the background of our header, let's just set it to maybe white, and then the shadow. Let's see if this will work. Doesn't work. Let's just set the color of the header to this one, the name of our app. Okay, that looks good to me. Maybe the bottom, let's change the color of the background. Let's make it blue. See, it's looking good, and then let's change the padding. Yep, looks better. So for our testimonial section, let's just set the mark. Sorry, let's just set the background to this color, and then let's add the border on the left. So we have this nice looking section of testimonial. And maybe let's remove this so it stays on or take up the whole row of our page. But let's just add the padding and add the margin on the bottom and the radius. So let's remove that one and then fresh. So here this one looks better compared before. So now in our testimonial strong, let's just set it to black. Yep, one row. Let's set the margin bottom and then the color. Oops, that looks great. Looks good to me. Now let's add, see if we can, let's just remove this section. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.